Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? I'm here. Can you guys see me? Can anybody hear me? I know we're on a delay, but if you can start to hear me or see a picture, I would love to hear that. Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear music right now? Let me know if you can hear music. There's an echo. Okay. So you can hear music, right? Can you still hear music playing? Someone type, yes, I can still hear music playing. Sweet. Okay, so you can hear music right now. Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. All right. Okay. Let me get this going here for you guys. Sorry. Thank you for dealing with my kind of dumbness here. Okay. All right, I just turned the music down, so hopefully you can't hear it right now. Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't be hearing any music now. You should just be seeing me. Below me is the donate link. I decided to link that in. I'm not going to leave that on. I'm just going to flash that a couple of times for those of you that are joining me and would like to help me out. That would be great. I really appreciate it. And we're doing this for the love, of course, but the donations really, really help. And I can't afford to spend a lot of money, but I am turning some of the donations back into the procedure here, and I'm really working to get this a better stream. Just to be completely real with you, the reason that we started a little bit late is that I've got a new microphone to make this sound better for you guys, and it actually isn't working, of course. And so that's what's going on. If you're just joining me, tonight's a HoopPath class. The levels are kind of different beginners, different levels, and they're meant to sort of be for the black belt to the white belt to take. If you're interested in beginner classes, or if you want to get like a primer on some of the HoopPath terms, on Thursday night I'll be doing another one of these, and it will be specifically geared for people that have not taken HoopPath before. All right. So because we're starting late, I kind of want to just jump in. Wow, somebody donated just. All right, okay, yeah. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get started here for everybody. We're going to start with sway. If you haven't done this before, I will walk you through sway. If you have done it before, then you can pretty much just go do your own thing during the sway. All right, can everybody still hear me? Are the feeds still live and going? Oh, shucks. Okay. I'm guessing you guys can still hear me. I hope you can. All right, I'm not getting any comments. Okay, sweet. Okay, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Ann will be on comments tonight, so I won't be reading them, but Ann will be reading them. And hopefully she'll be able to answer your questions that you have. You do not need your hoops. We're going to go ahead and start with sway. And we're going to start off with insoucian. Some of this playlist is going to be on SoundCloud, and some of it will be, oh, sweet. Some of it will be on SoundCloud, and I will try to make them come together. So anyway, guys, thanks for dealing with me through this whole crazy. And we're going to get going. All right. All right, Ann's behind me. Sort of. Let me turn this in so you can get my feet in this whole deal. All right, there we go. Sweet, new camera angles. Here we go. Oops, slides on. All right, nice comfortable position. You can move any way that you would like to move. But if you're new to sway, I will walk you through it. What sway is meant to do, well, first let's take a couple of big breaths in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Sway is meant to be, for lack of a better word, an initiating rhythm. And what it's meant to do is be a simple way to begin to move the body in flow. You can stretch, you can roll around the ground, you can move any way you want to, but if you need some help starting off, you sway your weight from one side of the body to the other side of the body. I usually go blindfolded like I'm going to do now, and I invite you to do if you feel safe doing it. And the blindfold is to really help me unhook from the visuals around me. And those visuals really create for my brain a context of thought. And so when I take the blindfold on, that visual is gone, that context is gone. And so for me, Baxter, it frees me up. As I sway, oops, I'm not used to swaying beside somebody. As I sway, the movement gets bigger and bigger. And the pace of that growth is completely up to me. But I have noticed that if you're having a tough time getting into the flow, sometimes it really helps to go ahead and push towards the reaches. Push towards your limits of reach. Audible breath in. We're going to move into one more sway. We'll check the comments. Tell me if the music is loud enough. Tell me if my mic is loud enough, what you can hear. We'll be checking the comments. Okay. It's going to get a lot louder, y'all.
Oh, maybe.
Here we go. You're in the frame. Audible breath in. I want you to be able off camera when you're checking comments. Can you? Yeah. What's that? Well, you can sway. I just want to make sure I have room. Audible breath in. In the hoop path, the body is seen as two trees, a left tree and a right tree. And in your sway, what we're trying to do, and tonight's class is about footwork, we want to open up both trees. So to do that, we move our weight from one tree to the other tree. One of the big reasons that I hoop is to make sure that that I can be as badass as I can at 85 years old. And to be that badass, I need to move my body as much as I can now. Okay. Sorry guys, we're having some glitches here. I apologize. Ann is on the comments now, so we'll be able to respond to what you're hearing and seeing. Big breath in. One thing that can really open up your movement and open up your dance and open up your body is to keep the elbows and the hands high. Sometimes it can really help to pull the shoulder blades together and really open up in the chest. Big breaths in and out of the body. Okay guys, check in with me, make sure everything is cool. I'm sorry we're having this class a little bit rougher. We're having some technical issues, strangely, on the third class here. I want to talk a little bit about point technique. And point technique actually does show up in footwork. So here is point technique, and it's on the back of the hand here. I'm holding the hoop on the back of my hand, and I'm going to move the hoop around. And I'm trying to move the hoop as gently as I can. I'll put some music on to help you get it there. So I'm on the back of the hand here. And what we want to do for our footwork is develop strength in our legs. And so what I want you to do is to pick a leg up and create some height on that off foot. And I'm shifting my weight from one foot to the other foot. Point technique is called point technique because it emphasizes the point of contact. And so to help us really feel the point of contact, in point technique, we don't touch the hoop with our grip at all. Everything is on the back of the hand or an arm. Check in with us if this sounds not right. Shifting weight to one tree, and if I'm feeling it, I can just hold that balance there. If you have trouble balancing, find something stationary in the room to look at and focus in on that. Good. Everybody doing okay? I can add flurries of steps to point technique. I'm still trying to keep the hoop vertical, but I can add steps to it, and the hoop will take a little bit of flight. But it's my turning and twisting from the ground that creates the flight. And if I go big with my turn, the hoop goes horizontal, and I can pass off to the other hand, all in point technique, all with the back of the hand or the fingers. Sweet. How's everybody doing? Chime in if you're doing all right. Let me know if you can hear the music and everything. The mic can go a little bit louder. The music is about as loud as it can go, so if it needs to be louder, maybe you can turn your volume up. Oops. That's not what I wanted to hear. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back, and I want to talk very briefly about, okay, here we go. I want to talk very briefly about point technique versus samurai, because the next exercise you can do either one. This is me in point technique, and if I add a second hand or a body part, I create multiple points. So if I am holding the hoop like this, then I'm in 2-point technique. And I can float and move the hoop. Actually, we should try that now. Sometimes the simplest ways that you can move the hoop look the dopest. I'm not saying that this is lighting the world on fire, but you can do a lot with just moving the hoop or moving you. This would be double samurai, and this is when I'm gripping the hoop. And you could do this next exercise in double samurai. This is open samurai, and it's any time the finger, the hoop is laced. Okay, down on the mic. All right, hopefully that's better. Thank you for the suggestions, guys. I'm actually on the comments right now. This is the grip I'm talking about. And you can do this grip, and that one offers you a hinge, and you can do some cool twirls out of that. But here's the way the exercise is going to work, whether you're doing point, double samurai, or open samurai. What you're going to do, since this is a footwork class, is try and keep the feet high. And rather than focusing on your hoop or your hands or what's going to be happening there, we're going to focus on our feet. Up. This is how we do it. Right? What I'm trying to do right now is find the rhythm with my feet. And so to help me really relax into that, I'm just going to hold my hoop right now. You don't have to, but I am. Then I can add a simple motion to this, like maybe just simple rolling. I'm not worried about a trick because those might be hard to hit with beats. I'm worried about my feet right now. Feet in rhythm. If you can, keep the hands high, or no, you don't keep them high, but get them high every now and then. Right? Feet moving. Footwork classes are a workout, y'all. How's everybody doing? I'm not on the comments right now, but I'll be checking them in a second. Say hey to everybody if you're just joining us. Now you can begin, if you haven't already, to take that rhythm from the feet and carry it to the shoulders. I'm not doing anything with my hoop right now because I'm trying to teach my brain how to move my shoulders and stay in beat with the music. And then I can add hoop movement to it. Feet in rhythm. Your footwork can be really limited when you're learning to hoop because the first thing your body wants to do is ground your feet so that it can focus on just the hands. And so sometimes in order to learn footwork, you have to kind of go back to the beginning with your technique and keep the technique super simple. How's everybody doing? Open the offhand. Heart rate up. Heart rate up. Moving my hands. When I get lost, I come back to the beat. You can turn it if you want. Hey there, how you doing, Wendy? Hey, everybody. All right, how's everybody doing? On YouTube, your voice is... Okay, that's easy. That's easy to do. Okay, so this next track, so we're trying, these footwork classes are really athletic, and the main reason for them being athletic, honestly, is that you have to teach yourself to move your feet, and that's all the big muscle groups, of course. So that makes everything fast. So we're going to kind of keep the energy high on the feet, and we're going to employ a little bit more hops, and this is something we've been working on in all the classes. But we're going to use them to kind of help us let the whole body hit a beat. So as we bring it back to catch it, pull it back, catch it. I'm going to do something with the other hand to create like a punctuation. That's a double hop catch. These are regular hops. And what we're going to do is some more movement, but now we're going to take a little bit of that groove away and listen to a little bit grimier track. So that we have to improvise a little more. If you want to crank up the athleticism of this, you can hop every time you do it. So I'll just show you, hopefully you can see my feet. I got one foot forward right now, and I'm gonna switch hands and feet at the same time when I do it. And this is what it looks like if I do it back and forth. And it only takes about 30 seconds of that to really get worked up. All right, so a little bit more of the same of what we were doing before, but the beat is going to be a lot grimier. Oh. You can use these hops or quick movements to help you hit those sharp beats. Folding. But what we're going to do is add our feet. Feet, feet, feet. One thing you can try is we're used to stepping forward into day, but you can step forward into night or even turn into night, and it opens up quick movement. Samurai helps us slow it up. But think about your feet, and when there's these long breaks, it's about your movement right now more than wowing people or amazing them. It's about training. Slow up. Beat slows up. I can slow up. It's a fold hop. You put a little palm spin on it and pull it back towards you. But keep those feet moving. This is a footwork class after all. That's as loud as the music can get. Hopefully you can turn something up. Some of these tracks, I'm playing off of SoundCloud for copyright purposes. And some of these tracks just play a little bit low, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just bear with me here, guys. We're going to move over to a little bit more upbeat. We're going to move into core hooping. We're going to move it down into core hooping, so you can go ahead and start hooping around your waist. And this is one of those moments when I said that we were going to kind of shift playlists, but I'll try to create these and put these all back together. Okay, here we go. On the waist. So tonight, there's two basic ways to core hoop, essentially, I guess. And tonight, we're going to work on one of them specifically. If I am two trees, then my feet are roots, and when my feet don't move, I am rooted. And rooted hooping is actually pretty hard to do. If you know how to do it, it feels great. We can go ahead and start with it, because then you'll realize how awesome unrooted two-tree hooping is. So I'm on the waist. You can go ahead and reverse if you haven't already. Okay, the mic is way low now. Let me know if that's better. Okay, on the waist. Reverse. If you're feeling it, you can try some rooted shoulder hooping. It's pretty hard. Widen the feet, it really helps. Go out into mountain. If you can't do this, don't worry, we're not going to stay here that long. Basically, what I'm wanting to do is give those of you that can that sensation of being rooted without movement, so that when we free the feet, you'll really feel how much more power you have. And we'll go ahead and free it on the strop. And And when I free my feet up, then every time I pick my feet up, I'm putting power into the hoops rotation. Sweet. If you know how, you can come up. If you don't know how, come to Thursday's class. If you're just learning shoulders, though, try to remember, or it helps you to learn them anyway, if you keep your arms out in mountain, where the hands are really close to the current surface. Right? Core hooping. I'm moving my feet. And now if I go back to rooted, I'll really feel how much effort the feet were giving me. Part of the way I teach is the workout of the experience. And so what we're doing right now is we're polishing down our shoulders, but we're also working out the body and strengthening the core. Okay, I keep turning down the mic, and I'm really hoping that that is helping you guys. Around and around and around and around, and my feet carrying that rhythm. If you don't have that much space, you can go back to some rooted hooping. And this might be a stretch for it to be footwork, but when I'm in rooted, the four pads of my feet really help me keep the hoop up wherever it is. This is me pushing off the front pads. This is me pushing off the heels. Grab some water if you need it. All right, is the sound better? Can everybody hear me okay? All right. Okay, I can't tell if I lost all the feeds. Anyone can hear me? Oh, the sound is good. You can hear me now. Is that better? Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to create the delay, but I'm doing this solo tonight, and it's got me wondering if I'm doing it right. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to keep... Sound is fine. Not as well. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So, okay, cool. All right, thanks, guys. Okay, cool. All right, thanks for working with me here. I'm doing the comments and music, not so much. I don't know what to do about that. Okay, let's just try something. Bear with me here 1 second, guys. We're going to try to really... All right, I'm going to turn my mic way down. And hopefully the music will stay way up, and you'll be able to hear it. Okay, here we go. So when we are trying to... Okay, so when we're up here on the waist. Actually, let's do them at the okay. So I have turned my mic way down. Hopefully the music will be, you can now adjust your volume without me blowing you out. Anyway, okay, we're on the waist here, and we're going to start doing some breaks. And a break is when I stop the hoop. We're going to do really simple ones and keep it on the waist. If you haven't done a break before, you can grip it at first, but don't grip it so much that you change its plane. Just kind of a nice loose grip on it. I coil and I uncoil. Now, I am a big believer in kind of Zen-like practices. And so, for me, I really can get lost in just doing breaks forever. These are breaks. Now, what I want you to feel in the break is I want you to feel, at least for right now, the leg that you're breaking with digging into the ground, digging into the ground, and digging into the ground. You might even feel it on the outside edge of your foot. And then if I feel it quick, like this, if I'm doing a fit, if I'm trying to feel it in each foot, the feet kind of naturally go into a nice tight rock. Do y'all feel that? And if I'm up here, same thing, right? Like, this is me doing shoulder breaks. Now I'm going from break to break. This is reverses. This is going from break to break. And you can add pinches or whatever. I'm just doing old school breaks right now. But if I plant that foot, and for me on the shoulders, I kind of feel it more in the heels than in the palms. But if I wanted to walk this like into earth angle, then I would shift my weight to the front of my feet. But I'm still feeling that push. Hopefully y'all are feeling that with me. So what we're going to do for this exercise, since most of you know how to break, what we're going to do is just break constantly to kind of a funky breaks song, and just practice our breaks and feeling our foot connection to the break that we're doing. God, I hope that music is louder and my mic's not still loud. So this is what I'll demo. I plant my foot on every hand that I break with, or I try to. And breaks really help you hit beats. These are actually called samurai breaks. And I'm just gripping the hoop and moving the hoop back and forth. If it were to continue, it would be in a current. And you can open up the arsenal of breaks that you have and put them all out there. These are knock breaks that we worked on. Break, 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 break. Break, 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 break. Keep those feet going. Those are sticky breaks. Sticky breaks are when I keep my hand on the hoop through the break from one side to the other. The hoop, my hand is sticky to the hoop. This is double sticky break. Not the hug break, not the Ann Humphreys hug break, but these are sticky breaks. What I believe in the way that I teach my classes is to really drill moves. And so when it comes to breaks and with paddles, I do them a lot, whole songs, because all you really need are seconds of flight time. Break, 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 break. Pinch breaks. They're easy to hit beats. Hit that beat, hit that beat, hit that beat. Yep. Break, 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 break. Break, break. What's up, y'all? Keep going, keep going. I'm just quitting so I can read. Rhythmo, that's what I'm talking about. Go feel it. If you love breaking, chime in. Thank you to Rachel Lust for bringing that back. She helped me sell out workshops everywhere. We'll work on a break class on Thursday. That's the kind of Thursday thing we'll work on. Okay. All right. Grab some water. You probably need it. I hope you need it. We're going to go through all of these terms on Thursdays. I know that that's kind of a drag. I can answer. A break is when you stop the momentum of the hoop. It becomes a reverse when you send it back for a whole rotation. Your shoulder hurt. I'm sorry. We'll send some love to it. Speaking of sending love, real quick before I play the next song, one of the hoopers that's been joining us, named Sharon Dinsmore, is in bed hurting right now physically and cannot get out of bed to hoop, and she's been joining us the last 3 classes. So if you believe in this sort of thing and you can beam some positivity to her so she can heal up, it's a tough time to be sick or infirmed in any way. Yeah, we'll do a breaks class on Thursday. That's cool. Okay. Okay, hopefully your energy is still high, because we're going to add a little paddles to this, and this is something that we'll cover on Thursday. Maybe we'll do a breaks and paddles class on Thursday so you guys can get a sense of what's up with it. But here's a paddle, okay, and they can be done on the waist or the shoulders, although almost everybody does them on the shoulders. And the reason that I'm teaching paddles on a footwork class is that after a while you really realize that your footwork is kind of setting up that the motion can come from your feet through the hands. So this is a paddle if I'm just doing it in front. Same time on Thursday, yes. And then this would be another paddle. And they're kind of hard on the waist. This is an old school hoop move, which is essentially paddles to paddles. If you teach a beginner hoop class and they can't learn anything, teach them this. I've only had one person not be able to get it. turning with it. Every time I touch the hoop and turn, stall. Anytime the hoop is anywhere, that's a stall. Now, I'm not going to teach this right now. Maybe this is a Thursday thing. But for those of you that know how to do this, I want you to do this with me, because one of the gigantic breakthroughs that I had was when I realized that a lift and a paddle were kind of the same thing, in that a paddle is anytime I touch the hoop and I'm putting momentum on it, changing its direction, putting speed on it, whatever. And when we do these old school lifts like this, or even when we drop back in with the hand, if we think about a paddle, if we push with the hand when it comes off and back on, it keeps the hoop nice and tight. Are y'all feeling that? We'll do those lifts later. Don't worry, I'm not going to stay here for very long. Now, when I'm up here on the waist, that's where paddles really become fun. So if you don't know how to shoulder hoop, just bear with us for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'll play a minute, and then you'll play a song. You can just hoop any way you want to. But when I'm up here, to start a good paddle, I bring my hands, and I'm showing the night side of the hand to the hoop. So my hands are coming up really tight to me, the night side, and that's how I get it underneath the hoop. And then the paddle is I push as the hoop, I push as the hoop rolls off of me. I push as the hoop rolls off of me. So this is what a paddle looks like. This is a two-handed paddle. Now I'm trying not to stop too much, because what people really struggle to get this because they try to do them standing still. And at first I think it's easier to turn with it and push. Turn and push. And then we talked about this in another class, but if I just paddle and push up, then I do a nice, cool shoulder lift that's very warrior. But just try to get one paddle at first. One. This is just me. Then come around and push. And then this is what paddles start to look like. This is me 2-timing a paddle where I'm hitting it twice. One time in it, or just hitting one tree, it's the other tree. And then they really help out when you're in angle and you just need a little bit more gas on the hoop, a little bit more minimum on it. All right, breaks and paddles, if you know what those are. And I'm going to be talking to you a while because I want you to move your feet while doing it. Right. Thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for making it through. This is my first solo night here, and it's a little trickier than I thought, but we'll get through it, and thank you. So I'm here, and let's say I'm on the waist. Say I don't know how to shoulder hoop. This is what I might do. This is me paddling at the waist. You can use these paddles to help walk the hoop up as well. Watch me. Boom, boom, boom. This is angle paddling. 2-timing it is if this is way above your skill set, if you can't even do them at the waist, that's totally cool. Everybody has to start somewhere. And you can just go back to that footwork. One way you can really teach yourself footwork is a concept called hot coals. Hot coals is when you imagine, kind of like the floor is lava type thing, but hot coals, you imagine the ground is hot coals. Paddle, paddle, paddle. can add some breaks. Break, break. Sky angle paddling. Find that beat. Right. My tribe. Our tribe. Paddle, paddle, paddle. If you don't know how to do it, just bring the hoop up, the hand up close to the body like this. You can even feel the hoop knock across a couple of times, and then push, push, push. This is me walking the hoop and paddles, since y'all seem to like that. I'm in sky, I'm gonna walk it down to earth. Right? If I bring my feet in, then I get nice good bounce here in earth. I'll walk it back to sky. How's everybody doing? Okay. Okay, so we're going to take a break. Oops, looks like we're just about out of time. Actually, this might be a good place. Sweep! This might be a good place for me to put some music on and just let you work with all this, and I'll be reading the comments. It's awesome, guys. I really love you being here. Let's just say you can hoop any way that you want to, and if your heart rate's up, this song kind of has changes of pace, so it might help you recover. But it's definitely a get down track, that's for sure. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. I so appreciate it. Any way that you want to hoop is fine. Footwork, footwork, footwork. You can try paddles. That's great knock rhythm. Free hoop, any way you want to move, however you want to do it. It's going to come back nice and big. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. Oh, of course. Sweet. This is just a free hoop. You can hoop any way you want to. I'm still trying to hit beats. All right. Okay, hopefully you guys are still with me. You can hear me. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I think what we'll do is finish off with a balance song. And then hopefully if you're feeling it, you could just put your own music on and get to hooping. But I want to take a break. And the reason I want to do balance right now is if you're like me, you've been working out like crazy and your heart rate is good and up. And it's a good time to try balance. And we'll do a balance song, and then I'll end with a free hoop song, and then we'll end the stream. So if you weren't here the other night, this is what we do. We do something called point balance, which is just like what we were doing at the beginning, where I'm holding it on my hand here, but we're going to be holding the balance on the outside wall, and that's called point balance, okay? Lots of people do, well, some people do, and they do really well, palm balances. Those are completely cool and just as awesome, but I like to do it on the back of my hand. I just like the way it looks, and I like the way it makes me feel doing it. And one way you can get into the balance is to do a door knocker, where I'm holding my hands, where I'm holding the hoop in my hands from each side, and I swing the hoop out and then drop my hands in the hoop, invert, and I grip it with my balance right when it gets to the top. Or excuse me, I grip it with my vision. I grip it with my vision. So I'm here, and I swing the hoop out and drop it. And the reason I wanted to try this balance tonight this way, you keep your eyes, don't look at your hands, stay focused on, I mean, it can be any point, but I usually look at the top. You can change the height of your hands. This is, most of you probably might not have a ceiling this big. I have a house with a large ceiling. This is if you had to keep it low. And sometimes there's a sweet spot for finding the balance there. And then since we're all here, I might as well teach this little trick. But when you are in a balance, so if you can't swing it up, you can hold the hands in this way and roll the hands out. I can roll the hands out, boom. So I can swing into it, drop the hands, or I can roll the hands out. And I'm using my gaze to hold the hoop But there is another trick that you can do, and I'm going to do it right now. And this is kind of trippy, but what you do is you look through the hoop, and you put the hoop right at your peripheral vision cone, if there is such a thing, but where I'm kind of framing what I'm seeing. And then I can look out, and I can look kind of around at anything I want to, as long as some part of me is looking through the hoop, because I'm holding the hoop with my peripheral gaze. And you can look anywhere and do anything. Oh, well, almost. This is me rotating into 2-point balance. If I'm here and I roll back here, both on the back of my hand here, this front hand's way out and pushing back on the hoop towards this rear hand. And that's kind of creating a tension that's helping me hold it. If you know how to hand walk, you just can switch hands there, turn that hand and come here. But don't worry about that. We'll talk about that on a Thursday sometime. Mostly what I want you to do is use this song just to practice your balance for 4 minutes. Axle spins. Okay, guys, I don't know if you're still with me or not. We're going to do one kind of easygoing song to finish the night out. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for everything. We're going to end with a nice, slowy, sultry number. Really appreciate it. Thank you for everything you've given me.